everybody, it's Law here. I'm back with another video. This time I'm going to be a who to aim for level 90. Also, quick disclaimer, if you hear my dog in the background, she has a bone that she found. So without further ado, let's get on with this tier list. So I have what is this, 7 tiers. So immediately, as in, you know, make sure you get them up and ready. Very high, not as high of a priority, but still you want to make sure that they do. High, average, low, very low. And then the very bottom tier, you must really want that box CC, as in there's literally no reason to do it other than just to boost up your box CC. However, anyways, we're going to start off with the most obvious one. Boop. Yes, this is a little bit biased, but still, Assault Mode Meliodas is probably the... I want to say he's the best unit in the game, because what Festival Zeldris and Chandler have done for his team, there's almost no mistake in it. He's a very dominant force in PvP and PvE, and yes, it is a little bit biased, I won't lie, but he's top 3 units in the game. If me personally, he's top 1. But anyways, moving on to the next one, obviously is going to be Festival Zeldris, his little brother, his new best friend, and still an amazing unit. He helps counter the One, he helps counter Merlin, he just helps counter everybody that would do an insane amount of damage against him, against Meliodas, or anyone else on the team, really. Next up is actually going to be Chandler as well, so yes, I'm pretty much doing the Assault Mode Meliodas team as the first 3, because even without including PvP and excluding bias altogether with Assault Mode and myself, these 3 units are so freaking good that even in PvE, I don't know, like, we have not gotten any tower stages in pushing a month now. So if this was normal tower before the update change, these 3 units, I don't have a shred of doubt that they would clear the tower at all. They're just so freaking good, with Zeldris' commandment stopping crit chance and crit damage. Well, not stopping, but pretty much nerfing it down to by 30% in total. And then Chandler's full counter, you backline Esterosa so he gets immunity to debuffs. And then his skill 1 Dragon Claw just stopping skill effects altogether. He makes Sariel, let's see, Goddess Liz, Gowther, the One before he becomes immune. He makes almost anyone that crits or does an insane amount of damage useless. Like, I was playing geared earlier today against a 306,000 CC team. Almost won. I unfortunately didn't have a Dragon Claw to stop Sariel's Sever ultimate, but the dude had 2 level 3 AoEs, and under Dragon Claw, he didn't crit a single time. Not against Chandler, not against Zeldris, and not against Meliodas. So, they're an insane team. I'm rambling about how good they are. Moving back on, I'm actually going to grab Blue Derriere here. At first, when I was going through this for myself, I was thinking very high for her. She's borderline immediately. I might come back to her at the end. I'm not entirely set in stone on her yet, but Blue Derriere is a fantastic unit. Believe it or not, she is. Actually, from here, what I can see, I'm actually going to throw Green Demon Meliodas up here. And this is without bias towards Meliodas. I'm being 100% genuine. Green Demon Meliodas, for the new Hell boss for Belmos, he's insane. Because there's a cheese comp, quote-unquote cheese comp. He goes through the taunt with his ultimate, granted 6/6, like it's butter. He just melts. It's insane of what Green Demon Meliodas can do. So he's definitely up there as an immediately make level 90 unit. Who else? Obviously Sariel. Sariel doesn't need any explanation as to why you should make him level 90. Also the One. I don't even have the One. I skipped the One entirely for Assault Mode. Still don't regret it. But the One needs no explanation as to why. Green Small DN, believe it or not, just as a tank team, like, she's a fantastic unit. You all know, like, when he first dropped, she shot up in the meta, like, whew. I was like, alright, how am I going to stop him? And I looked, I'm like, oh, Green Small DN, perfect. Works like charm. Obviously, Red Derriere as well. You know, she needs no explanation either. This is pretty much not left to right. I could make this left to right, because if I was going to do left to right, I would obviously do this. I would actually keep it like this, for now. Maybe even put Green Diane over Sariel, because she's a great counter. But, moving back on, let's see. You know, believe it or not, I might come back to her. She's extremely good. She actually can. She's a great counter to Assault Mode Meliodas if you don't stop her. So I won't even, like, say no. Obviously, Lolly Merlin, like, it's not even close as to how good Lolly Merlin is. I see her, and I prioritize stopping her with Chandler over Goddess Liz. That's how much of a threat she is to my team because of her Infect and her Power Strike. Like, she's frightening to me. I'm not even gonna lie. Speaking of which, there she is. I even have to put her over the one. I have to admit, Goddess Liz is so freaking toxic, but she's so goddamn good that it annoys the living hell out of me that I have to put her so high up on this tier list of who to prioritize. Like, if I didn't have these three up here, I would say do this. Like, it's not even funny of how annoying and prevalent she is. Pushing a year, by the way, in a month and a week from now. Let's see, who else? I'm actually going to the bottom because there's more, recent units. Amelia, I'm not even gonna front. Amelia's really good. She's probably more toxic than Liz, I'm not gonna lie. She's insane. Also, I saw him briefly. Green Gowther, okay, you know what? Even I gotta put him above the rest over here. I'm a little biased over here, but okay, if we're not gonna include bias, I'm gonna say that. Green Gowther needs no introduction. He's probably the most sought after unit in the game because of how good he is with his passive and how it works. It's just not even funny. Pretty much these days, if you don't got Green Gowther, you're out of luck. That's how good he is. Gotta get mine to 6-6. I only got one copy and I stopped because we were pushing half anniversary with the one in assault mode, so I had to play it smart. Beatrice, honestly, you're low on the list. I'm not even gonna front. You're low on the list. Ram, I always get these two mixed. I haven't seen the anime. I'm not even gonna lie. I always get these. I think she's Ram. You know what? I'm even gonna double check myself to make sure. Let's see. R.A. Okay, pink hair is Ram. Okay, got it. I'll try to remember that. So, Rem and Ram. Got it. I would even still put Rem above Ram just because of utility, because Ram is pretty much just a backline unit where Rem is actually on the front, actually outputting a lot of damage because she has Amplify, and her AoE stops the ultimate skill effects from going off, so she stops you, she stops you, she can't stop you if you're immune, she can stop you, she stops everything. It's not even funny. Let's see, any more recent, Valenti, she's really good and fantastic. I would have to say very high though. Haven't personally used her, so I don't know how prevalent she is these days. I rarely run into Valentis. It's not even funny. But I have to know that she's good, so. Alright, so let's just try to move on. Let's just quit, King. Honestly, dude, you're average. If you run King in this day and age, you're almost asking to lose. Because if you run the King team and you walk into Assault Mode Meliodas, you're done. That's it. Unless you rush his ultimate, it's not even funny. You lose. Because you can't set up because you have to attack. And if you attack, you buff him and debuff his team, so good luck with King these days. Right, of course, Tarmiel. It's silly me. Tarmiel. Excuse me. Tarmiel's fantastic. Even not as a frontline unit, if you just have him as a link for the main tank of your team, that main tank will almost never die. You put Tarmiel on Diane here, and you're fighting a Escanor team, unless you are immediately one-shotting Diane from existence turn 1, she will pretty much full heal with a Tarmiel Link. It's not even funny. Just quickly glance over a few units. I'm gonna be oh right, Lost. Jesus Christ, I forgot about Lost. Lost Vein. Even I got it. You're borderline very high. I'm not even gonna lie. Assault Mode Meliodas is just almost above and beyond of what Lost Vein can do. I gotta think about it. I have not used Lost Vein in God knows how long. Like, since Assault Mode came out, I have rarely used Lost Vein. I'll use Lost Vein in PvE for, like, a guild boss, I think. For the Sword and Shield guild boss, sometimes Tower, that's about it. But other than that, with Meliodas, Zeldris, and Chandler, you pretty much have a PvE team for Assault Mode. So Lost Vein's pretty much mad chillin'. That's what he's doing. Alright, I'm not seeing anything. So let's just start from here. Alright, Red Bond. I'm even, you know what? Let me also pull up Grand Cross database so I can check on some of these units that I have not seen in God knows how long. Alright. Nunchuck Bond, let's see. Weak point, fills ultimate move gauge by 1 at the start of the turn if he takes damage. Decrease skill ranks, and then extort. Alright. You're pretty much down here, buddy. New Year's Elizabeth. Alright. Let me pull up Elizabeth here. Alright. Heals the lowest, increases the recovery rate, removes debuffs. Yeah. Very low. Jericho, I'm actually going to say she's average because she's a pretty decent backline. Let me actually pull her up for those that aren't sure what the heck Jerry Curl does, as I like to call her. Alright, Jericho. Here we go. If a critical strike occurs from an ally's skill used against the enemy, each ally's crit chance is increased by 5%, limit of up to 10 times. This actually works in the back. So she can actually be like a discount Death Pierce. I believe it's the discount Death Pierce. I'm not entirely sure. But it actually does work in the back. So she's actually not a bad unit. You could argue her for high tier, but pretty much she's an average choice at best. Blue Small Deanne, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I was excited for you at first when I got you to 6-6, but low. I'm not even gonna lie, low. Like, green Small Deanne, you have her, you're pretty much gonna run her over everything. Blue Bond. Are you the one that was good on paper, or am I thinking of the other Blue Bond? Let me actually double check. I'm pretty sure it's the other Blue Bond. I think it's this one that was pretty good on paper. Yeah, I think it's this one that was on paper. The other Bond... charge, decrease, yeah, okay, I was thinking of the other Bond. Okay. No, really. He's good for Red Demon, I won't lie, so he's low. He's not very low, but he's low. Fat, okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I'll put all of them in there right now. Where are all the Fat Kings? Blue Fat King. I need Red Fat King. Why am I not seeing Red Fat King? Where the heck are you? I don't know. Green Hell, actually, I'll put him average. He's actually not a bad unit. He's been seen more recently with some guild boss runs for high points, for some endgame content. So he's actually up there. He's pretty average if I'm talking about who to get to level 90. Blue Hendrickson, you must really want that box CC, dude. There's no other reason to work on him. I mean, let me pull him back up. Let me pull Hendrickson back up. Let me pull him back up. Life steals the damage, recovery, ignite, life steals. Yeah, there's really no reason to work on him. The better Hendrickson is actually Demon Hendrickson. He's right here. You could argue for him to be high just because you can kind of pair him with Assault Mode, and he does work the passive. His ultimate does have weak point, and Hendrickson is all about debuffing, plus his passive does work in the back. So there are some shenanigans you can do with him, so he's pretty much borderline high. Also, speaking yeah, I was gonna say, oh, if we're doing this left to right, let me actually fix this a little bit. Yeah, pretty much this. You would probably do that. I forgot about that. Anyways, back to the rest of the list. Red Gilthunder, you must really want that box EC. There's almost no reason to run him anymore. Blue Slater for Hell Red, average pretty much. He's not terrible. I would probably say yeah, but again, average. Plus, with Escanor, you pretty much don't need him anymore because Escanor will take care of everything. So, yeah. You can actually do Goddess Liz. Whoops, not that. You can do Goddess Liz, you can do the one, and you can do Amelia and have a Hell Demon, Hell Red Demon team. So, yeah. Coin Shop Deanne, what do you do again? I know that people use you a lot for CC stuff, but disables attack skills, rupture, just massive damage on ult, increases hero's attack by 6% at the end of every turn. You're not bad, but if we're talking Deanne's, you're not that high up there, if I'm being honest. Red Escanor, I have not seen Mono Red in God knows how long, and God bless, that team scares me sometimes still. Red Escanor, he's still high in CC. He's still good for some content. He's high. He's high up there. I wouldn't say no, but at the same time, I wouldn't say he's a must-do. Green Bond. Oh god, Dark is gonna give me so much crap if I don't put him high up. But at the same... he's really good. Like, if you get his team to work, he's really... I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you can put him as a high priority to get to level 90. Not the highest, but he's still high up there. Green King... yeah, you too, just because of Hell Grey Demon. Like, he's still a fantastic unit. So, don't ever sleep on him. He's still really good. Red Demon Meliodas. The unit that I made sure I got the second I could when the game first came out. Well, first of all, I didn't know much about the game when it first came out, because obviously the game just came out. I skipped Gowther, I skipped Bond, and I had Deanne and King from the story. I made sure to have 5 coins for you when you first came out. However, you are not that high up anymore, buddy. I'm really sorry to say you're not that high up anymore. You are a good CC stick for a link on someone like Derriere or Goddess Liz or whoever else uses you. But if we're talking about Meliodases in the game, we're talking about Assault Mode, who's the king of all the Meliodases in the game right now. We're talking about Green Demon Melly, who just became extremely relevant for the new boss on Hell difficulty and who can almost solo it by himself. And you have Lost Vein, who's fallen off, but he has not fallen off that far. You're not that high up there, I'm sorry. Box CC. Actually, you're low on the list, but you're actually pretty high low, just because for the Hell Belmos team, for the offensive player with the Demon Meliodas, you're actually the backline unit, so if you work on him, I would not blame you, just to make sure that you have that CC, because it is 400k CC on Hell, and it's just to make sure. Granted, excuse me, if you have Demon Meliodas and you have UR gear, and you have Gowther with UR gear, and then you have, where is she? Oh, haven't even put on the list yet. Jericho. You may or may not have for Jericho. I wouldn't blame you if you don't. I don't yet. She's actually going to be the next one after Chandler, though, because I need to make sure that I can consistently farm health, so having her UR gear won't hurt. But yeah, just to make sure that you have that CC, like, at the end of the day, because you never know who you're going to get. Green Gother, you must really want that box CC, box CC, box CC. You're pretty very low. Box CC, box. Actually, kind of high up there, if I'm not gonna lie. You're high up there just because of defensive teams with Tarmiel, Deanne. You actually work for the, support team for the Belmos raid. If you heard my legs hit my desk, I'm sorry. My dog brushed against my leg and she startled me a little bit. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Green Gil Thunder, fantastic backline for Tarmiel teams. Support unit for raids and whatnot, so I wouldn't blame you if you actually do. Blue Gil, box CC, box CC. I cannot believe I forgot about Red Gother. I'm actually going to put Red Gother in very high just because Green Gother is just so much better. It's not even funny. And a lot more consistent, but he's still very high up there. I don't know if I'm being biased to... I don't think I'm being biased to Blue Derriere, just because Blue Derriere is still fantastic. She fits on Assault mode. Like I said, she's borderline... Like, these two are borderline immediately. Like, you can interchange... You can do this, and it would be a little bit more accurate, but... If you did this, it's still the same. Your box CC, box CC, box CC... Pretty low. Low. Box CC... bottom, low, box CC, very low. Hate to do this, but very low. You're pretty average high up there. I gotta go back and look at Blue Gother real quick. Gother, Blue Gother, what do you do again? Weak point damage. Disable buff skills. Disable buff and debuffs. Disable everything but attack skills. That's one way to look at it. You disable everything except attack skills? That's actually nutty. And okay. You're good, but you're not. I must do this. You are actually backline for the support team for Belmos. So you can be on the very low end of the spectrum. Box CC. I would still say pretty low for Slater too, just because of the current guild boss that's out on JP. He locks in phase 2 he locks the non-attack card, so he's actually very useful. Tweegod, actually backline, I would say. Alright, your box CC, pretty much box CC, box CC. You were the first SSR I ever pulled. You're still boxing. The bond that's never freaking used. Actually, yeah, pretty much you, because you're still good for backlines. You are actually going to go high up on here because she still works for Extreme Belmos. If you actually not master out, that's actually a weird way to say it. If you can figure out / master well, it's actually impossible to master because of card RNG. If you can confidently, that's the word I was looking for. If you can confidently clear Hell with the Green Demon Meliodas team, then you pretty much don't need to run Extreme, because believe it or not, the Green Demon Meliodas strat for Hell is a lot easier to do than the cheese strat with Estarossa for Extreme. So, but she is still high up there for those that can't get the Hell strat down. So she is still very high up there, because with Green Escanor, with Roxy, who else? Estarossa. There was one more, I think. No, yeah, it's just those. It's Roxy, Liz, Estarossa, Escanor. Those are the 4 key units for that. Granted, you can bring anyone else that disables stance, so even she disables stance, but she requires a gold, whereas Roxy requires a silver. Plus, Roxy's ultimate also gives her 2 ult gauge, because it's all about cycling the ultimates and rushing them as fast as possible, which is what she does with her ultimate. So that's why she's actually high up on this list. Actually, she might be higher than Red Escanor, if I'm being honest. Red Merlin, believe it or not, you're average for this. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, even green is more prominent than you are. I'm not even gonna lie. Red Helbram, you're actually pretty low because you're not really ran that much these days. Like, even your green counterpart is a little bit better for content. So, sorry. Green Hendrickson, Box CC. You're pretty much Box CC these days. Like, there are other units that freeze, like you. Who else freezes these days? I think that's it pretty much, but if you want to make the argument for very low, you can, but at the end of the day, no. Ellie Hawk, you're pretty low. Box CC, pretty low. Actually, you could be used for farming still, but no one really does anymore. Box CC, very low. Also, I'm not gonna lie, the 3 of them are subject to change because they are buffing the slime collab units eventually. So if you want to change them after, I wouldn't blame you because I might as well. Green Lilia, you're good as a backline, but you're not really used much these days, so still low on the list if I'm being honest. You actually, you're low high because Final Boss King has his legend difficulty. I actually used her, so came in clutch. Like, I even used her over you because I needed that damage. It was just not working out, and I needed the damage on Escanor's ult. Red Arthur, still fantastic for support on Hell Crimson, or just in general with his buffs. Like, it's not even funny. I'm not even gonna front. You're borderline. You must really want that Box CC. You're like, gallons are bad these days. SR Arthur is actually pretty low. You're actually, you don't even go into you must really want that. Actually, you know what? Yeah, you must really want that Box CC if you're working on her, because you're not meant to work on her. Same with you. Green Escanor, you have actually he got clear. He got resurrected with the new raid, so he's actually up there pretty much. He's really good. Actually, you're pretty much, if we're talking about strictly Belmos, you're pretty much high up there. If you're talking about everything in the game, you're right back there. So we'll meet in the middle and we'll put you right about there. Let's see. Oh, yes, Green Jericho. I'm actually kind of glad that you actually got resurrected for the raid, so I'm actually going to put you right next to, I'm actually going to put you above Escanor, just because you're used in the Hell version, which is the more difficult version, and Escanor isn't. So, yeah. You are Box CC. You're definitely Box CC. You're the only Meliodas besides Assault Mode, but I need one more Assault Mode to 6-6 him. So, I only need one more Assault Mode, but I still need 3 or 4 more View. I actually used you as a coin to buy a coin shop unit, because you're just bad. Elaine is very low, I'm not gonna lie. Green Gila, I'm tired of seeing you. You're still pretty low. Blue Lilia, I'm not even gonna lie, you could argue high just for farming and endgame content. Like, I still use you a lot, so you could argue high, but like low high. But other than that, like, you would be high average at best. Red Bond Speed is, let me actually pull up Red Bond Speed, actually. Bond Speed. Phil's ultimate move gauge. Okay, decreases the hero's damage taken by ults. Okay. And then weak point... no. Blue Demon Meliodas. You're right about high average. Right about there. Box CC. If we're doing the crit damage team, like just going absolute bonkers balls to the wall, you're right about there. I won't lie. Blue King is still really solid. I don't use him much anymore, but he's still useful. So, average. Ah, there you are. There you are. Blue Melascula, red's just infinitely better, just because of her passive. That immortality is really freaking nuts. Let me actually pull up what Blue Melascula does really quickly. Infect, detonate, and then lifesteal. Increases the hero's basic stats by 1% for each orb filled in the ultimate move gauge of both allies and enemies. Yeah, you're really niche, so you're very low. Blue Merlin has the highest CC out of every not Lolly Merlin. So if you want her as a stat stick, you can. If not, then she's pretty low on the list, I'm not gonna lie. You're very low. Valenti, just to be that person still. I guess about... probably there. Actually, now that I think about it, I would actually work on these before you work on those. If I'm gonna be honest, yes, because they're just backline. Granted, they're backline units, but they're fantastic backline units. Like, these two are, I think it's 30% attack for red, blue. I mean, you're the green one, but at the same time, it's like, you're not like no one's begging for you. Like, they would rather just take you for the HP. Speaking of which, where did I put Marmus? Oh, I put Marmus in very low. Okay. Deldry, everyone is sick and tired of seeing you. Sick and tired of it. You too. Green Giant Dean, however. Green Giant Dean, here we go. You have the highest CC, but by 1. Increases allies defense related stats by 10% for every debuff on the hero. Okay. This is just damage. This is stance cancel. I still need to get you to 6/6. You're low just because you are used in in-game content sometimes, so yeah. You are right about there. A latte. You're literally only guild boss, but you're like a necessity for that guild boss, so you're pretty up there for low. Counter Meliodas, you have not aged well, but you're still really good because I saw Seaton clear hell with you. You're about there. Blue Arthur, what are you again, Arthur? I don't remember you much off the top of my head. Blue Arthur. Cancel stances and stun. Oh my god, that you require gold for that. Oh, disable attacks. Yeah, you require. No. Easton, still a fantastic support unit. I use her frequently for support. Average. What the hell does Jenna do again? What is Jenna's whole shtick? Infect, cancel stances, break. You were designed for final boss. Okay, you were designed for final boss Meliodas. You were replaced by Ludocio, but even then he's not good anymore with SA5 because a lot of units out CC him. Actually, Assault Mode Meliodas is the highest that I can think of. I don't know Valenti, so don't quote me 1000%. Once Assault Mode Meliodas gets his 5th and final weapon, he will surpass Escanor in CC. So, As far as I know, that would make him the highest CC unit in the game. I don't know what Valenti sits at with level 90, because I have not seen anything about her. She was the second highest, but I don't know now with level 90. I would assume she surpasses Meliodas, but I'm not entirely sure, so don't quote me. But yeah, back to Green Frowdren. It's really box CC. Green Derriere actually pretty high up there because you can still run her solidly on assault mode and she's still really good to use, so you can put her there. Counter Estarossa, I'm actually going to put in very high just because of the backline, and you want the CC on the assault mode team so you can go first more often and set Chandler up so he can negate Merlin, the One, Gowther, Elizabeth. You want to go first with that team now more than likely. You still want to rush assault mode's ultimate, but you want to go first more, so having Estarossa up there is actually pretty important. Zenari, I don't even know what the hell you do. Like, you're not good at all. Green Monspeed, pretty average, I would say. Like, for reverse stages, he still needs the CC buff, but you're not begging for it, pretty much. Red Model, you actually got buffed, but you're not that high up these days still, so you're pretty much just Elaine's backline for raids. Red Estarossa, you really want that box CC. I guess low, just because people have made it work on assault mode, but at the end, honestly, you're low. You're very low. So, people got you to work with the assault mode team. Do you not know how annoying it is because your commandment exists? It's not good. Box CC. You... very high up still. Melascula is fantastic for assault mode, because if you don't have the Zeldris Chandler Estarossa set up, the Blue Droll assault mode Red Melascula team still works. Like, what are you gonna say? No? Plus, actually, you can run assault mode Red Melascula Green Droll and then backline this Zeldris, and it works phenomenally too. So she's actually very high up there. I would actually almost say immediately. You're actually almost immediately if we're talking about assault mode's team. Plus in PvE for the immortality for some things, it's fantastic. Blue Zeldris, you just don't crit at all, dude, but you're still solid. Yeah. Zartros. You were designed for the Deanne final boss, if I remember correctly. Shatter, charge. Yeah, you're just not used these days. Red Roxy. Low. Honestly. Matrona. People pull you when they get depressed. Hawk! I'm actually gonna put Hawk in average because when his passive gets buffed up to 50%, he's actually nuts. So yeah, Glocks is actually still a fantastic unit, especially if you are in a whale guild and they go for guild wars. And assault mode Meliodas is the Grim Reaper of guild wars. I literally soloed the one and only time I ever played guild wars. I used assault mode on offense, and I was just the Grim Reaper. I brought assault mode, I brought red Glocks, brought blue Droll, and I brought red Zeldris. Because you're fighting a person's bot, they just don't realize, hey, don't attack because it's assault mode. You touch him, you die. So they attacked you, buffing assault mode and debuffing themselves, and then assault mode just comes in and is like, hi, bye. Actually, no, you're box CC. Mikasa, I'm actually gonna put you in very low. You're actually the one that outlasted everyone else. Like, people are like, oh yeah, Aaron's gonna be have the most longevity because of his transformation. No. Mikasa had it. Everyone was bored of it in like day one. You're box CC, like you don't exist at all. Green Droll, actually, you're still a phenomenal unit. You are very high up there on the list. I love how I say very high and put him in high. Yeah, right there. He's still a fantastic unit. Aaron, you know what, we'll actually make this a little bit more accurate. Boop. Boop. Okay. Deanne, you're pretty much just passive. So, yeah. Red Zeldris is still a fantastic unit, even if his festival variant almost replaced him. He's still really good because he controls ult still, but you do it without attacking. But yours is a debuff, yours isn't. Blue Helbram, I don't think you've ever seen the light of day. Camilla, even you're very low. I gave you a little bit. Blue Droll is going next to Green Droll, but I'm going to put Blue slightly higher because he is still fantastic for assault mode, the tanking, the taunting, because if he dies and he gets Melascula's immortality, if they don't have someone like you or anyone else that removes buffs, you just set up taunt with him and you can't do anything, and that's it, and it's annoying to deal with. Ludocio, you're actually now low-high because SA5 screwed you over and a lot of units out CC you now. Blue Valenti, low pretty much. Like, even green is a little bit more. Well, let me rephrase that. Not Mark II Valenti green, just other green does it a little bit better, so yeah. Green Easton, when you came out, you were the counter to Lost Vein Alt Rush. You're not used much, but you're still really good, so you would be also low. I would actually say, yeah. Go there. You are a fantastic unit for PvE. Like, I'm gonna put you actually high up there, dude. Because if I ever get the one, I actually want to run you, probably Keo, and then backline someone else. Because you can actually make... He actually makes the human team in PvE pretty poggers, so... Athena, I hate when I run into you and I don't realize it until someone dies and I lose ult gauge. You're so annoying. Red Lily, unfortunately, you're... No, because... Wait, where did I just put you? Whoops. Because you're pretty... But you're still better than most of these, so... About right there. Green Roxy, actually... Yeah, middle high. Actually, no. I would actually put you at the very bottom of low high. Because she's phenomenal for the new raid, like I said. And if you run into her in PvP... I mean, human team... I haven't really seen a human team because if people see a Roxy, they immediately get rid of her because they know how much of a threat she can be because she's actually bonkers. So, yeah. You're just toxic, so... But you're still really good. So, high. You're also high up there, too. Unfortunately, you're pretty average, honestly. Blue Mono, you're literally for PvE and nothing else. Actually, you're pretty low on that spectrum, honestly. Red Shin. Let me pull up Red Shin, because people tell me that Shin's fantastic, but I just never see him. Halloween Shin. Attacking an enemy with a debuff results in a critical strike, so... This. Oh, no. Okay, so you set up the debuff and then you attack him with... Oh, okay, I see what it... Okay, I see. Okay, he's pretty good, but I just don't see him much, so he's pretty low on the spectrum, so about there. Omega Rugal. Average still. Like, Pierce is dead these days. Like, you never see Pierce teams, and if you see Pierce teams, they just don't have a good time anymore. You were dead on arrival. They even made the rules in PvP to make sure the King team looked fantastic so you looked good and people still skipped you. No. Nanashi actually backlining for the assault mode team, not a bad idea, but I just still don't. Red Easton. Let me actually pull up what she does. I'm pretty sure she's not a... No one will ever be Green DN. Like, it's not even funny. Removes debuffs. Increases... Actually, you're pretty solid. Like, but you're not... Like, I must do this. You're actually really... You're pretty good if I think about it. And then Denzel, like... Where did I just put him? I just dropped him. Where the hell did he go? Oh, there you are. There you go. Okay. Alright, so that's pretty much the list of who to aim for level 90 in terms of who to immediately go for and spend your hard-earned materials on, because, and I'm not even gonna, that's not even being sarcastic, they are hard-earned. They're annoying. It's not fun. They need to fix that system, honestly. Like, there's no reason for everything to be that expensive for a character. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you all did enjoy. Hope you all did find it informative and helpful. Like I said, it's pretty much left to right, but at the same time, I pretty much just fell off of the left to right. So some of them are left to right, some aren't. I just threw them in there. Like, when it came down to these two tiers, pretty much, and like even like the lower half of this, I'm just like, it literally doesn't matter because there's no reason to work on them. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Have a good day. Peace out.